I'm Gus Downing, publisher and editor of the D&D Daily, and this is the LP News Network. Today we have with us Jackie Andersen, Business Development Manager, Retail at Access Communications, North America, and Hedgie Bartol, Retail Business Development Manager at Access Communications as well. Access is the market leader in network video and a driving force behind the shift from analog to digital video surveillance, which paves the way for a more secure, smarter, and safer world. Access offers network video solutions for professional installations featuring products and solutions that are based on innovative and open technical platforms. Jackie and Hedgie, welcome.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be here.
I'd like to start out by asking the both of you about your individual opinions about how the conversion from analog to digital video is progressing in North America. And how do you see the conversion going from a macro standpoint?
Well, I see it going, at this point, we're making IP conversion accessible to all retail, whether you're a small retailer or a global retailer, and we're making it easy to get there in baby steps. So at this point, I would say there is a large portion that is well past the tipping point, but an even larger portion that you might not suspect, being smaller retail, thinks it may still be inaccessible. So we hope to sort of myth bust that a little bit by taking them there so that they can leverage their undepreciated equipment and make the migration there so that they can then garner all the benefits that the IP data network can give them.
So it really started at the larger organization that's worked its way down to the smaller retailers?
It's actually kind of as the two are coming together, providing a platform on which both the larger retailers with very high camera counts, as well as the smaller retailers, maybe low camera counts, but a very high number of locations, they can all get on that platform, so to speak. And you know, it's been very interesting because in the past or to date, commercial technology used to drive consumer technology. Well, now we see consumer technology is really starting to drive the commercial technology.
Yeah, the retail industry.
Absolutely. You know, on what you can do, what you can accomplish, and how to get there. And you know, to date, it's been about 25% of the market is IP. But we're seeing an exponential increase in that because it's making more sense. The price points are very palatable now. And also IT and loss prevention and merchandising and operations and all those other various business units are starting to play in the sandbox very well and realize they can leverage each other to accomplish each other's goals at the same time.
How long did it take to get to the 25% mark? Just roughly.
Well, the technology was invented 17 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So
I would say for them to get to this tipping point where we've got loss prevention and IT actually working together as a team took a little bit longer than any of us would have liked. But you know, I would, you know, if we're going to put a number on it, probably somewhere in the 10-year mark. Which is how long time it took to get there.
Do you see it progressing like all the other technology, you know, out there with the consumer driving retailers absolutely crazy with online purchasing, you know, paying by your smartphone, and is IP video surveillance progressing at the same speed, which is rapid?
Well, we're definitely having to play catch up there because the millennials are pushing us to be there to react to their needs, whether it's virtually or physically, and the way they do business. The millennials do business a lot different than the way perhaps you and I did, Gus. So we're talking about the four walls being a brick and mortar experience, and it's really more of the experiential part of this. But at the end of the day, they may enable endless aisle or go online, or maybe they're there to showroom. But at the end, but what we need to do is add that video context where the customer is shopping, so that we can add another layer of video context and data points to retail, merchandising, and the entire retail ecosystem.
Which helps the omni-channeling effort in all the retail industry.
Exactly.
Okay.
yeah, and it also helps the from a loss prevention standpoint to be able to have a solution and a seat at the table with those various technologies that are driving the business from many different ways. You know, with traditional solutions, they were very reactive solutions as opposed to having intelligence, processing power, and applications behind them. And so now, as this technology increases, systems can work together. It's no longer closed environments. You are separate from the rest of your business world. Things can come together and operate more holistically.
So in the beginning, it was more of a singular type of need. And now we have like all of the departments having a basis for need for the video surveillance.
It was stop or catch the bad guy.
Yeah.
And now it is, okay, we have these eyes in the sky, so to speak, that are intelligent and can do things and can tell me what exactly is happening in my business. You know, you cannot operate your business without being able to see your business. And with what better way to see your business than with the surveillance you have in place?
Exactly. So where is technology going from a surveillance standpoint in the retail world?
I'm going to say in one word, out to the edge. It's all about taking the equipment and the appliances out of the back room, because where we're going now is smaller cameras, more robust cameras, more powerful cameras that have processing. So now that you have a lens on your retail environment, you can then take these applications, whether it's tying in a mobile POS or video content analytics, and you're processing that on the camera at the edge. So it's ultimately making it a lot more palatable. It's a less intrusive to the shopping environment, and it's making it so that you can scale this in a very scalable way right across the thing, whether it's for small retail or global retail. So putting it out to the edge.
That's exactly right. You know, the concept that we've kind of coined is, you know, a camera with a purpose. And when you are able to take all the technology, all the solutions to the camera, which is what we call the edge, because that's the edge device at the edge. When you can take the various technologies to the camera itself, your cameras truly have a purpose. You have, whether it's one strictly for surveillance or whether it's one that is also telling you what's happening in your store. Is this end cap working correctly, getting the attention it deserves? How many people are coming in? Where are they going? What are they looking at? Are they waiting in line too long? Well, you wouldn't necessarily need all those solutions on all your cameras. But by having it at the edge, you're able to literally have that camera with its purpose being portrayed.
Are the CMOs, the chief marketing officers, getting involved in the surveillance capabilities and assets it brings?
Yeah, I would say that we get a lot of, because there's a lot of driving right now that there's, you know, all kinds of new C brand. There's the chief information, chief visibility, chief data, chief this. But you know, in terms of going into the C-suite, I'd like to kind of think of it more as the C-suite, SEE, because what you can see, you can react to. So that's kind of more where we're at, because we just want to see what's happening not only from a macro perspective with our retailers, but to be able to deliver them those tools and data points that will actually get them into the C-suite.
And help their business grow.
Exactly. It's all about putting it to the bottom line. Yeah.
Exactly.
But help the business grow.
You know, retail loss prevention, and I won't get on my soapbox because I know we don't have enough time, but it is a very different environment. As a retail loss prevention professional, you're having to protect that very item that you want to make very easy to get a hold of. Okay, so you're protecting something that has to be readily available and easily accessible. Retail loss prevention folks have a seat at the C-suite, so to speak, because they have a bottom line financial responsibility of shrink. So, but what this allows is the capability to, like Jackie just said, to take those solutions from the business units themselves to the C-suite. I had a customer one time tell me that he was meeting with me about IP video because his CEO called him into his office and said, "Why can I see a panda in a zoo across the globe, but I can't see what's happening in my store?" Good point.
Good point. So how would a retailer make the migration, since they have so much existing legacy equipment? How do they migrate from analog to digital?
She looks at me, they call me encoder boy.
I'm like, that's you, Hedgie.
Where's your sign?
Yeah, really, I do have a button that says I love encoders. And that really is the way to do it. You know, and the good news is you have about 1 billion different options. The bad news is you have about 1 billion different options. And really kind of the first school of thought to think of is that a DVR, you know, the existing technology of a DVR is simply software storage and encoding in a box. It turns the analog signal into a digital medium. Well, so that allows to unbundle that device and implement an encoder-based strategy that allows you to turn that analog camera into an intelligent device, a network device, and give you the freedom of choice of where to go from there. And then, of course, you have the ability to add cameras to that setup that are IP cameras, giving you a hybrid environment. You can also, as those cameras at the edge fail and you want to implement IP, you can use media converters. And actually today, which is relatively new to the market, is doing Ethernet over coax. So you don't even have to pull all new copper wire.
Amazing. So now let's talk about Access Communications. Can you give us a feel for how Access continues to lead the world in network video products?
Well, I have to tell you, we're a company that's approaching $1 billion in revenue in each year, and each year we probably take now approaching close to, well, it was 76 million 2 years ago. I think we're approaching 80 million that we reinvest into making sure we are delivering the most optimum suite of products that is going to address any given vertical. Of course, I think everything is retail, so I'm always trying to drive everything to retail and what they need.
Everybody sells
and
something
I've
to
got a
somebody.
rationalization for how everything is retail. But at the end of the day,
Actually, it is, though.
it is. I can tell you, if
I
you
agree.
pay your taxes, government is retail. So
Don't tell Obama that.
that's okay. We don't have.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, that's it. But so at the end of the day, when you're investing that much money, and then we have forums that are led by retailers with the retailer board, it is completely objective, non-sales focused, where we give them a deep dive into our roadmap, and we give them the opportunity to say if we are on track or not on track. So we use the voice of the customer to influence where we spend this money to develop exactly what we need for retail. So we're always doing that, and then one step further, we're always trying to train the people that are coming up behind them, the kids out of college. So, you know, there's probably at a future point we can talk about our ACAP University, which is Access Camera Application Platform. But you know how, like for your phone, you say we've got an app for that? Well, now, because everything's being run at the edge, we've got an app for that, and we're getting our youngest and brightest minds. What would you do with this camera if we could give you this camera? So we are starting to pull the next generation of LP, and we're getting them right out of the colleges.
There you go.
Get them young.
That's it. We're going to get them young.
Well, and that leads me right to the next question, actually. From a retailer and an integrator standpoint, we've seen Access a commitment to training with the seminars and webinars you hold regularly throughout North America. Can you talk to us about that element in your leadership role in the training and in development aspect?
I probably view it as the most important part of our role, because one thing Access doesn't like to do is pitch, but we do like to educate. And so in that, we educate our customers day in and day out. We like to go in there as a subject matter expert so that we're kind of an extension of their consultative team. And in that regard, we're getting the kids from the university. We're actively involved with Lisa LeBruno at RELA in their mentorship program. So we're working with students on that mentorship to bring them up, because I really think that where our industry is going and where retail is going, we have to start recruiting from the very early stages of college to get them interested in this in a career. And then we also use our retailers to tell us what we need to do to evolve our training, not only to our end users, but also to our customers and our integrators, right, Hedgie?
Yeah, and a lot of it to me also really boils down to a lot of times you don't know what you don't know. And so we do believe in the fact that the educated customer is the best customer. The technology is new in many aspects to the surveillance industry, but a lot of the parts and pieces have been running a company's major financials for years. And so why can't we leverage that infrastructure? And it really just boils down to a matter of education and information.
Training and
more training. And when we had one of our forums, the number one comment from the retail audience when we said, what do we need to know? They said, you need to have more training out there.
There you go.
We said, okay, we can do that.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to thank the both of you for spending some time with us today.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.